How's everybody doing? Can you hear me? I just feel weird when
Yes,
it's all.
I can hear you.
Hi,
It's exciting seeing all these people joining. Welcome,
I know.
everybody.
Hi, everyone.
130 people already.
Oh, awesome. We're so excited to have you guys all here. I should say ladies. Guys is a bad habit I have, but then I'm going to probably keep using it. But we're so happy to have you all here. We definitely want to wait a few minutes to make sure everybody's has the opportunity to get in. But I always feel awkward. The silence is just tough for me to handle. So I had to say
Yeah,
hi.
and we do have people already raising their hands, so I will just point out that we have a ton of stuff to go over, and we're gonna need to get through some of this stuff first before we do start calling people up to the stage. So I just don't want you to feel like you're being ignored, because we
Hmm.
definitely will make time for everybody. We just need, to tell you a lot of things first.
Yeah, there's so much to cover. So, and we're going to be doing, live chats and town halls and all this stuff as often as we can, and probably more often than not have more open forum, kind of casual, um, casual chats. But today is a little bit more structured. Um, and I think data, um, we have sort of a very high level overview of the agenda somewhere. Is that right?
That's right.
If people,
In the town hall category in the Discord, there is town hall announcements. Looks like quite a few of you have found that, and we have posted the agenda in there, so you can just follow along, get a sense of what's coming up.
awesome. Thank you so much. And maybe, oh, there we go. Let's see. I'm trying
So
to remember how to like pop out of my screen. It's okay, you guys. Sorry, I shouldn't be
for
narrating my experience here.
for context, that channel is also something you guys should be following along as we go. We have some visuals that we want to share at different points throughout tonight's town hall, and so we'll be sharing them directly in there, so you guys can take a look. Sometimes things are a little small. There's some writing, some stuff like that. So one thing you can do is you can download them to your computer by right-clicking and then pull them up and zoom in a little bit if the size is a problem. We'll also, of course, have lots of stuff for you guys after all of this is done, and if there's anything missing, feel free to reach out and we'll make sure to get it to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Saul. So, we are going to probably take a few minutes before we get into the meaty stuff, but we appreciate so many of you being prompt and on time for our town hall and our relaunch. We're so excited. I know everyone's been anxiously awaiting and excited for today. One thing I thought we might want to quickly do, obviously we want to welcome you all in and say hello. We know some of you have been around for some time, and we also know some of you might be brand new, whether you're new lady holders or just new to the community and trying to get a feel for it before you decide, whether or not you want to make a purchase. So that's totally cool. We want to embrace a large community here. So please feel welcome, whether you have a lady or not. I do think, since some people might not know about Fame Lady Squad, we should do like a very quick intro to who we are, because we have seen some questions in the Discord and received some DMs about what's the project about. So just a quick overview. This project was launched about a month and a half ago by a different team. Everyone was super excited because it was the first all-female avatar project. The team behind the project were not, who they had explained themselves to be. They were a few guys, and they had kind of positioned themselves as an all-female team. And so what happened when everyone found out was there was a huge kind of backlash, and the community stepped in, and we got the smart contract, and that's why we're here. We're really excited to be seeing so much new and revitalized energy in this project. We know so many of you who bought in early on were here for the right reasons and really believed in the vision that was kind of being put forward. So we're going to talk a little bit about what our vision is moving this into the future. We're going to talk about what relaunch means to us. obviously the initial mint all sold out some time ago, and we're really working with how to bring value to our community, to our holders, etc. So my name's Ashley. I'm Board Becky on Twitter and in the Discord. And NFT Ignition is Danielle, and Data is Saul. And we've kind of been the little team here that's been spearheading how to bring new life into Fame Lady Squad. But I have to say, I feel like the community is really those who've done that. You all have been just so supportive and have been really championing this project. So I just want to thank you all so much for that.
I just underscore that too. I think, I really do think it's our secret sauce, right? The fact that our community is so involved, and a lot of you, of course, just involved in the chatter and having discussions and being a part of the community in that way. A lot of you stepping up to volunteer. We have, almost over 200 people have raised their hand to volunteer. We've worked with a ton of you, and that's been a lot of fun too. The other thing, just for those who might be new and weren't in the last town hall or haven't been following quite as closely, one of the big components of what we're trying to do is bring in a lot of input from the community. So you might notice during this, there might be some details not necessarily worked out, or there might be moments where we're really looking for more community input because we really want to build consensus around some of the decisions we're making. Of course, there's some decisions we're going to make an executive decision on, and always, trying to figure out what's best for the project. But as much as we can, we really want to be sure that we're hearing all of you and your voices.
Yeah, thanks so much. And maybe to that point, for those of you who are new, if you look back, I think in the announcements, we have a recording of our previous town hall that's probably going to give you a lot of context, about who we are and how we got here. So that's linked in one of the announcements. Hey, Data?
Yes, it is definitely in the announcements. We will relink it when we send a recap out later tonight.
Cool.
In case you guys are interested.
Very cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about the project vision, but I just, Danielle, is there anything you want to say before we kind of get started?
No, just, I would have just said the same thing you guys said. I'm so glad to see so many of you here today. It just really proves how strong the community is that we have through everything that we've been through, and this is just the beginning.
Awesome. So we have a lot to cover today, and so we are going to kind of power through a little bit. Please do, make notes if you have questions. We're going to be launching the website and revealing that shortly, and a bunch of things. And there's going to be more added to the website as we move ahead, especially in relation to our sort of mission, vision, values, and how we aim to support these values. But we do want to do a quick overview before moving forward, just so everyone's kind of on the same page. And we want to just underline that Fame Lady Squad and our community are really here to provide opportunities to connect and support women of all backgrounds and levels of expertise in the crypto and NFT space. So this is not a group that's, exclusive of people who are not women or don't identify as women, but we definitely know that a lot of people were jumping on board to this project early on to support diversity in this space. And so we're really excited to find ways to do that, and we think a lot of you are really excited to see that too. So that's our primary mission. And, that's going to include things like onboarding new women into the NFT space, helping our members of the community make informed decisions. And this is not just women, but all of our members, how can we help you grow as creators, artists, developers, collectors, and even innovators in the NFT space. So we're actually thinking a lot of how we can support our community, looking at how to create businesses around NFTs. And that's not limited to, some of like these types of projects that we're all familiar with this summer, but getting creative in how they might be able to apply, or you might be able to apply NFTs to your business or startup or whatever it is. So we're going to be looking for a lot of ways to, bring connections and tools and resources for our community. So we do want to say, like, what's so neat about the NFT space is that it feels very nonpartisan, very, and while maybe not as diverse as we would like, it's kind of people from all ends of the earth with all different views and perspectives. And we really want to foster, a culture of kindness in this community, learning, sharing, innovating, really supporting each other. So these are some of the things we're really thinking about as we start laying out our roadmap and some of the things we want to do. So, we're looking at opportunities of partnering with organizations that uplift women, especially in tech, crypto, and art. How do we bring unique value to our community? And obviously, I think I'm going to just say that we don't expect things to happen overnight. And I think so many of us in the NFT space have learned that anything that happens too fast is usually, most cases, too good to be true. And we're really focused on sort of the future and building a sustainable project that people want to be a part of for a long, long time. We want to become thought leaders in this NFT space, and really it's going to mean that we're building it around our community. And we've said in many ways, on Twitter, et cetera, that community means everything. And we think that while this project will be known as the first all-female avatar project, we also think that it's going to be a project that is remembered for, the significance of community and how important it is to have community support and buy-in and engagement. So these are, I could go on and on and on, but I think that I'm going to let us just kind of get to some of the key things. When you're looking at the agenda, if you have a look, we do have a number of things to go over. We have some things we want to talk to you about. We have some things we're going to want you to vote on and think about related to our roadmap. So pretty important stuff. We have our derivatives contest. So you want to stick around to kind of see how that goes. We're going to have a giveaway, and we also have a fun little surprise at the end. So do stick around. You'll probably regret not. So I think, while I could go on and on because that's kind of my style, it's probably good. And I think I'm going to hand it off to NFT Ignition.
Yeah. So I have quite a few things that I'm going to go over. Just a couple things first before I get to the tech 2, though. So one thing is I wanted to thank everybody for changing their profile pictures to Fame Ladies. Like, that helps so much in getting the hype out for the relaunch. And I'm going to ask that anybody that made that change temporarily try to keep it up for the rest of the week. We have a lot of other things we're going to be doing besides just stuff today. So if we can keep that hype train going, that would just be super appreciated. Another thing that we mentioned in the last meeting, and we've had a couple people bring it up, is adding a woman of color to the team, and it is definitely still a high priority. We have met with lots of them and still have more that we plan to meet with. The thing about it right now, with adding somebody right away, is that we don't really have a pay. An amount of pay that we could offer them. Right now, the three of us were working as volunteers, and we've only gotten a very small amount of royalties to work with. And if we're going to hire somebody that has the kind of experience that we want to be able to offer them the kind of pay that they deserve, which I think is kind of a problem in this space that we don't want to be a part of. So, as soon as we do have some more ducks in a row, that's going to be one of the first things that we do.
And just, I would expand on that to say we've had dozens of one-on-one conversations. Sorry, not one-on-one, three-on-one. The three of us talking to all sorts of people from all sorts of backgrounds. And this was actually some of the feedback we got, which is, feeling like it was unreasonable to ask for other people to volunteer their time. And so, want to acknowledge this is still super important at the top of our list, but there have been a couple of obstacles to checking it off.
I would say we're still trying to get, we're still getting advice and have kind of more of an advisors, I'd say, at this point than full-on team members. But, that's definitely having a main member on the team would be great. Like that would be ideal if we could have that implemented soon. See, next thing I'm going to talk about is basically just as I mentioned, because funding is sparse at the moment, a lot of the things related on the roadmap will be looking for us to kind of raise funds, and a big part of that is for payroll and for the things that we're trying to implement on the roadmap. So I'm going to move on to the tattoo. Do you want to post that while I talk about it?
Let me post that.
So some issues were brought up to us pretty much right after we got the contract regarding one of the tattoos, and it being a symbol of racism to some people. And we took this concern very seriously. And what we have done in the meantime to kind of give people options is we've actually worked with Abby from Top Dog Beach Club to create an alternate tattoo of a phoenix. We have two versions of it because there's actually two versions of the hand tattoo. So our solution to this would be to have, the month of September have a 1 month claim window open where people can switch out their tattoo from the hand to this new phoenix, which in my opinion is beautiful. Like, she did a killer job on the art. So hopefully that kind of satisfies everybody. The people that wanted to keep their tattoos can do that, and then the people that did want to change for whatever reason, now they do have that option.
And what I would say is, I just posted an image of the tattoos. It is very small because we want to show you what they look like on all skin types. And so you can right click and download that file, zoom, and it's a very large file to see what those tattoos look like up close and personal.
And so for those of you who are new to the community, a couple of things. One is, we did successfully get the art layers, so it has opened the door for us to be able to, explore some of these options. We don't want to force anybody to change their art, but we want to give people the opportunity. And the symbolism behind the phoenix, for those of you who don't know, is during the time of this transition when the team came together, even before we knew that there might be an opportunity to get the smart contract. We came together and called ourselves Project Phoenix. We wanted to be able to figure out a way to elevate the community, bring value to the community at that time through what was a very tough time. And we're so happy to be past that. It feels like forever ago now. But this tattoo really symbolizes kind of, it's a little wink to part of our history. And so we thought it was really appropriate for those who cared to adopt the new one.
And just to underscore kind of the headliners here, right? We want to provide the option to people who own ladies with the tattoo in question to replace that tattoo with the new one. If you feel like you do want to keep your lady intact the way they were originally drawn, we've, based on conversations, feel like that symbol isn't necessarily evocative to everyone in the world, and so for those who feel comfortable with it can absolutely keep it on. The other note I would have is we're trying to figure out rarities, etc., and how do you do that and replace them without messing up some of that stuff. So those are some details we're still working out. We have to figure out how to actually swap the tattoos, although we have a lot of people consulting us on that. But just a couple of high-level pieces there. And we definitely, if people have questions, concerns, etc., we're going to open this up kind of at the end to all of those. So those of you who want to chat more about the tattoos, you will definitely have an option to come up and do that with us. All right, am I next? Oh, I am next. Okay, shall we move on to talk roadmap? So this is exciting. We are going to do things a little bit differently. So first of all, we really only wanted to include things on the roadmap that we feel were big milestones, big changes. And so we're really kind of thoughtful in the types of things we put on there. We listened to a lot of things that all of you had to say. We're going back through all the channels, the suggestion channels, etc. We had mods going and collecting ideas and cataloging them in Google spreadsheets, and just spending a lot of time to make sure we're hearing everything from you guys. And I think what I'm actually going to do is share the whole thing. I know it's going to spoil some surprises, but just so you can follow along as we go. And so part of what we're doing differently is that we are kind of breaking our roadmap. And again, it's really small in that channel. You can download it. It's a huge file, so you can follow along.
You can also, when you click on it, click open original at the bottom, and that'll open a slightly larger version that might be more readable.
So part of doing things differently is we have the roadmap. These are things that we feel like we're committed to. We have either a very hard or definite date or a good understanding of when that might come out. And then we have something we're calling the backlog. So these are initiatives that we want to just give more transparency to all of you on. So things that we're working on, but there's still some details. It might be an NDA that we've signed and we can't announce something quite yet. It might be there's just a couple of unknowns and we don't feel like we can commit to saying, hey, we can get this done in this time frame. So, we feel like it's a strong way to come out with this, and we also want to continue to add things to the backlog as they come up. So let's go through this top to bottom. So the first piece, of course, is the relaunch. Hi, here we are. Thank you all for coming. The next thing is something very dear to me and exciting, which is, and in some ways this is kind of the big splashy thing, which is the launch of a ladies only section on the website. So the idea here is that this is features and functionality that is accessible to people, to lady token holders only. Today, we are announcing, and actually is available if you go to fameladysquad.com, which is now live, but we'll take a look in a minute together. There is a ladies only section which links out to datalady.io and requires you to sign in with your MetaMask to confirm that you have a lady, which will then give you access to a plethora of charts and graphs and other things to help you make the best decisions possible when you're going forward and continuing to interact in the NFT space. We're going to evolve this a lot in the future, and I think probably a lot of you have gears turning already, but even within the data section of things, we're going to pull down all the data for the other sites, the other projects, and put them in that the Fame Lady Squad section, so it's exclusively available to our members. We're going to, and then I guess I'm going to talk about the lady stuff in a bit, but that's kind of the exciting piece. And so we're going to continue to evolve this ladies only section, and we think it's a really huge value add for the community, and it's going to continue to provide just really unique utility to all of you as we keep going. All right, we talked about the tattoo. We're going to talk about this community choice thing down the road a little bit, and so we're going to flip to the merch shop. Danielle's going to talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we actually have been speaking with a few different merch vendors regarding collabs. Something that we're going to announce pretty soon regarding more specifics of that. But we do have some options regarding supplying your art that people can use to sell merch, and then you get a portion of the profits, or a lot of options there because you guys do own the rights to your art. So in addition to the ladies that the team has that we can use to put on merch, we also can help you guys maybe make some money with your art and selling merch as well. Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's an obvious step for us here and for most projects. We're excited to kind of expand upon that and see how we can kind of have a unique twist or spin on it. Okay. Next on that list is the tattoo swap. It just gives you an idea of timeline, but we've already reviewed that. The final kind of thing on the timeline roadmap is the podcast, which Ashley's going to chat about a little bit.
Thank you. So we're really excited to announce that we're going to be launching our own podcast supported by the Fame Lady Squad. We don't have a name for it just yet, but it's going to be very closely tied to this community. And it'll likely be something that's hosted by myself and NFT Ignition. We have had some pretty thorough discussions with some folks that know what they're doing when it comes to podcasting, to understand what some opportunities might be. But we're really excited. So I hope no one takes this the wrong way. But one thing that I'll say from my experience as a female that's entered the NFT space and crypto space really only over the last 2.5 months is, I've been out there looking, trying to find resources, and there are some really great resources and great podcasts and different people to learn from, but they're pretty much almost exclusively all men. There's an exception might be the Wendy O show, just to be fair, because we had the NFT Ignition on her show early last week talking about Fame Lady Squad, but generally speaking, it's a fairly male-dominated space. And in some cases, this is the part where I maybe should shut my mouth, but in some cases, it really kind of leans into that bro culture, which is totally fine. But we do know that there's room for different voices. And we think this is going to be a really neat way to not only showcase Fame Lady Squad as a project and its community, but it will also open the doors to partnerships. It will also allow us to engage with people in terms of interviews, and the ultimate goal really is to help our community learn and get insight and know what's coming around the corner, what opportunities there might be, and potentially bringing some of our community members on the show and just talking about where they are in their journey and all that stuff. So there's lots that we could do, and we're just really excited. It's obviously not going to be overnight. It's going to take some time to set this up thoughtfully, and we do have some other kind of fun ideas around the podcast, so we're pretty stoked about it. We hope that it's something that excites you, and we think it ultimately also will bring a lot of awareness to the project, and hopefully that's good for everyone in our community. And of course, we will be seeking out, and this kind of goes back to some of our mission and values. We're going to be seeking out women in the space, people from all backgrounds. We're really going to be looking to ensure that we help showcase and elevate people who maybe don't always have a platform. So we're really excited about this. So, and we hope you are too.
And I think the other thing I'd underscore, I think Ashley mentioned this a little bit, is you start to see the theme of kind of that overall vision that we were talking about, creating resources, materials, ways in which we can support women in the crypto and NFT space and onboard new women in the NFT space. Of course, many of this is applicable to everyone, but I think, we are trying to look at it through that lens as we're going through these exercises. All right, let's talk a little bit about backlog, and here's a great segue into ladies only content. So the idea here again is content on the website that is only accessible by token holders, how-tos, 101s, more advanced articles, places to facilitate discussion around topics in the crypto and NFT space. So really trying to create kind of a home base and an area in which we can all learn from each other and have some discussion and dialogue around it. These are kind of the first two ladies only things that we're launching. I think that you can all imagine all sorts of other things down the road that might really kind of be some bigger ideas that we've all had floating around. So we're super excited about not just these two, but the overall path and trajectory that we could take here. I'm just going to go through these quickly. The other one is women-run brand partnerships. So we've been in talks with a couple of brands who are owned and run by women, and we think that that's a really great opportunity for Fame Ladies to have some sort of partnership with them, right? Can't talk too much about the details, but I think that there's some really cool ways we can have some symbiosis between our brand and theirs. So stay tuned for that. The metaverse. We hear a lot about the metaverse from all of you, and we wanted to make sure that's on here. We've been looking into it. We've kind of formalized it even more this week. Some of you have very, very graciously offered some space in that world for us to either rent or use rent-free. Super excited about that. So that is something in the near future. And then last, but definitely not least, is our story. So I think many of you who've been following this from either the beginning or since the turnover know that one of the biggest assets we have, one of the most exciting things about this project is the narrative around it, right? It's a comeback story. It's the first female avatar, generative female avatar-based project. It's the first time a community's taken over a project. So we want to be really thoughtful about how we're talking about and communicating that story. We've, talked to some documentary filmmakers, talked to some people about comic books. We want to figure out the best way to communicate that story in a way that really excites people and brings them into our community. So that kind of concludes the roadmap and the backlog. Many, many, many other things that are not yet on here, but are seeds that we're excited to release in the coming weeks and months, and we'll continue to update this and update all of you as things change. All right. I am supposed to do, sorry, a little agenda here. Let's talk community vote. So that's one of those items on here with a bit of a TBD. And so just want to give you some context. So these are some ideas, some bigger ideas that we felt like we wanted to bring to the community. They are, as we've had conversations with a ton of people in the space, leaders of other projects, one of the biggest questions everyone has is, do you have any revenue streams? How are you going to make money? How are you going to sustain the project? And I think, internally and in conversations with all of you, having this project live on beyond a few weeks and months or even years is really at the top of our list. And so to sustain that, we do have to figure out, how are we going to bring some revenues in? And so we are kind of exploring a number of different paths, and this is one choice down one path that we wanted to bring to all of you guys. The other thing is, I'm going to share these, but the kind of the nitty-gritty details are there more for illustrative purposes. Think and kind of look at them as larger overarching ideas, and then we're really hoping to kind of, once we choose a direction, to continue as a community to talk about some of the smaller details and bang that out together. So I'm going to, so you can follow along, into the channel. Announcements. Here we are. So we kind of have three directions here. The first direction is one that I think has been on everyone's mind since day one, which is this idea of providing people the option to burn their crown and in turn redeem it for a set of phoenix wings for your lady, right? And so we really, and Danielle and Ashley, jump in if I'm missing anything here, but what's exciting about this, right, is it kind of helps us put our own mark on the project, is a nice little tip of the hat to the Phoenix that we all really love. I know a lot of people were less than thrilled with the way the crowns turned out in general, and so this might be a somewhat therapeutic process for you as well. But there's some, details in here, like for example, there's a little over 6,000 crowns out there currently, and the way we envision this happening is, having a 1-for-1 crown for wings. right? And then the remaining crowns up to 8,888 would be sold for some small amount. It says a suggestion in there, and that would be a way for us to raise some money to be able to pay lead and developers and the new artists, etc., and kind of continue this moving forward. So I'm going to just pause for a second. Danielle, Ashley, any things I'm missing there?
Well, maybe I was checking my Twitter feed. Well, but did we make it clear that we're going to be basically putting forward 3 different options?
Yeah, that was just option one.
Yeah, you just went over the first option. So
yeah.
I think a couple other things to point out is that we would be finding a female artist from the community to create this art, and really, give us an opportunity to help promote the artist as well. I think that's something that's really important, that if you're an NFT project, you need to be putting your artist name on everything. And in addition to them being just wings, we would provide some additional utility to them besides just being an NFT that you can look at.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly what that would be yet. We have a couple ideas, but first we wanted to know if that's what you guys wanted, the route you guys wanted to go before we put too much planning into it.
Yeah, I would also say I think one of the cool things here is thinking about having wings with their own sets of traits and rarities, right? I think it'd be I think that's one of the places crowns failed. All the traits seem to be super rare according to OpenSea, and so thinking a little bit more strategically about that, we think would add a kind of a nice fun twist. And I'm sure. Go ahead.
Sure. I think it's important, to understand. Obviously, we're taking some notes from the projects that have done really well. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club is a very clear example with their dogs, right? And sometimes there's utility or value in having both. Sometimes there might be independent utility. But I'm sure that a lot of these things weren't figured out until the success of the thing actually happened. And I think what we want to do is seek out really cool partnerships or find really neat opportunities. And we want to be able to, we don't want to make promises until we can deliver. And we obviously haven't been able to nail down exactly what some of these opportunities are until we know that this is the direction we're going in, if that makes sense. So I just want to kind of be clear on that if this is the direction we go, and then we'd be really hitting the pavement to figure out what we can do, and hopefully come up with some really great stuff for you guys.
Yeah, and I think that, really, Ashley, what you're kind of underscoring is what all of you are starting to come to learn as our style, right? Which is providing some high-level direction and sometimes making some hard choices, but also bringing all of you into the process. And so I think this is, again, one of the critical pieces of the success of this project is that community collaboration. All right, I'm going to keep pushing here. So the second idea is one-of-one derivative collaboration. So the idea would be to find 10 female artists. Each one of those, each artist would then make 10 one-of-one Fame Lady inspired tokens. So that'd be a total of 100 tokens. And then we would sell all of those tokens, right? Probably in some sort of auction style. And we would split the proceeds with the artist, right? So potentially for up-and-coming artists, that's a really great way to get their name out there. Could be really fun and we've had a couple of people reach out to have some more well-known artists and provide all of you with the opportunity to buy a Fame Lady themed one-of-one from them. So I think this could be a really cool direction. And truthfully, we love all 3 of these. So any other pieces there that I'm missing on those derivative collabs?
Maybe go into the Dutch auction a little bit.
Yeah, so I think the thought was potentially listing these as a Dutch auction. Again, this is just an example of a direction, but a Dutch auction is an auction that every second the price of the item starts decreasing. So if you start it at 5 ETH and then you set it to go to a floor or an end price of say 1 ETH over a number of days. It takes it slowly decreases in price as you go on. Gary V, when he launched VFriends, did this for all of his tokens. He has a really cool explanation of it that we will definitely share to all of you. All right, the last but definitely not least is Super Ladies. Definitely not the final name here, but the idea being a collection of 50 Super Ladies from a unique set of traits. So you see them being Gold Ladies, or our version of the Night Goddess, or our version of Zombie Apes. I think there's a lot of things we can do to really have super rare, really visually appealing ladies that are kind of fun and different and super unique. And the idea would be providing these holders with some sort of kind of exclusive set of channels in the Discord, some sort of exclusive community, more access to project leaders and decision making, or potentially other types of kind of unique subsets of the utility that they'd only have access to. So you can kind of envision how that might go down. And I think we're really kind of excited about that. Again, probably doing some sort of similar Dutch auction or the like for those as well. So those are kind of our 3 different directions, and we have a poll that we would like for all of you to vote on. And so I'm going to make that live in just a second here. And so we ask you have 24 hours to do it. We want to give enough time for those who are in different time zones, but we also want to move forward pretty quickly. And so if you guys can just think thoughtfully about it, it's not a huge rush, sleep on it, and then come back and just indicate which of those 3 directions is the most interesting or exciting for you.
Thanks, Data. Can I make a point? Because just based on some of the comments and questions I'm seeing in the general chat, we're obviously asking for what's your favorite idea, of these 3, and that'll obviously help us decide, how to move forward, etc. If you love all of them, or if you love 2 of them, you definitely can let us know. Just because this is really about us figuring out what is our priority with one of these directions. That doesn't mean that we can't revisit something else in the future. So we just can't. We have to spend our time, money, resources, etc. on one at a time for right now. But if there's a lot of love for all of them, it's something that we'd obviously make note of, I guess.
So the other thing to note is that this vote is actually only available for lady holders, which is why it is so important for all of you to make sure that you're verified if you are a holder. I just dropped the channel. I opened a new channel in the ladies only section of the Discord where you guys can read about these in a little bit more detail and give your vote. Okay. One thing I forgot to put on the backlog, but is on here, is at least one of us, probably 2 of the 3 of us, will be going to NFT NYC this November. We're super excited about this. Danielle has been asked to speak, which is amazing. And we're trying to figure out if maybe we want to do some sort of event, some sort of meetup, some sort of sponsored something. So maybe we'll have a place for you guys to reach out and indicate to us if either you're going to be there or if you're going to be in the neighborhood. Because if there's enough of you, we would love to set something up for us to meet in person.
Yeah, we definitely need to get a list going of people going to that, and then also a smaller event, but one also in November that I'll be speaking at is the Miami Crypto Experience, and I'm actually teaching a course that's like an hour long. So, that's more for NFT noobs, but it still will be a lot of really good information and another chance that we could have a meetup or even I could just meet up with some people.
Yeah, pretty exciting. We wanted to plant the seed in case some of you were thinking of going. So just even if you're not quite ready to commit just yet, if it's something you're considering and you want more of an update sooner than later, let us know. Danielle is obviously going 100%. I'm almost
tickets start on September 1st, so I would wait to buy one if you're planning on buying one in the next week.
Oh, okay, yeah, and so the only reason I'm not 100% is just because I'm in Canada, so I'm 98% sure that there's not going to be any issues with the border, and so I'm actually just nailing all that down. But pretty sure it's going to be an opportunity for Danielle and I to meet in real life, so I'm very excited.
Yeah,
and hopefully some of you, whether you're lady holders or not, like if there's going to be an opportunity for us to do some fun stuff, so we're pretty stoked about that.
So before we get to questions, shall we do some fun stuff? Oh, I guess I'm supposed to talk about the website. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long.
It's been
you kind of did.
Poor Saul has not slept, you guys. And by the way, his wife is very pregnant, and he's just doing all of this stuff. So we just have to give him some love.
Job.
Yeah, and that too. So it's okay. We forgive you. Go on.
Thank you. So if you haven't already, I know I did this. We launched the website. Please check it out. Be kind with us, though. I'm sure there's bugs, there's spelling mistakes. Point them out. We're happy to fix any of it. If something doesn't make sense, if you have a question, check out that link to the Data Lady website. Bob around. If there's stats you want to see that aren't there, let us know. If it's not working, of course, let us know. I will give the big kind of blanket disclaimer, which I'm sure all of you are aware of. OpenSea has sucked the last few days. The data comes from the OpenSea API. So periodically throughout the day, things are a little wonky. That has become increasingly true over the last few days, which is really unfortunate. Hoping that they kind of work some stuff out and become a little bit more reliable in the next few days. All right, Ashley, take it away. Let's talk derivative winner.
Okay, where am I seeing this?
Okay, it's in the mod chat.
Sorry, you guys. This is the multitasking that needs to happen. Bear with me. I'm sorry. We're looking. So just to keep the, excitement going as I look for this.
Dropping the lady the winner is getting in the announcement.
Yes.
One of my favorites, Hoodie Lady.
Oh my goodness. We've noted that we have a lot of channels in our server. And you know what? I need your help. Where am I? You can do it. You can do it. Sorry.
So it looks like sorry. The winner, and I'm just looking for the art. The winner is I Am Nax, whose birthday was yesterday. And I believe they won with I think it was 85 votes was the total count for them. So that is awesome. I Am Nax. If you're here and want to come up and just say hi, we'll definitely bring you up on stage. Our mods will reach out to you directly regarding the getting this to you. Also, definitely don't have to come up here. We can continue going. 75 votes.
Can I just add how impressed we are with how talented everyone is in our community, and just the fact that you took the time to participate, and so many of you had some just amazing pieces. We're so excited for the opportunity to share your work and your derivatives on our social channels. That's part of the reason why we want to grow Instagram, for example, is we want to be able to showcase and show off the work of our community. So I don't think we expected so many submissions. I mean, for NFT Ignition has been involved in a lot of projects in the past, and she said that this was probably the most engagement that's ever been had in this type of derivative type, whether contest or just being done. I guess, I don't know. Maybe Danielle, you can speak to that, but I just think I just want to give kudos to the community, and that's also what gives us so much optimism, is that we've got so many awesome people as part of this group.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's hard to get people to participate in art contests because there's one prize and like it takes a lot of work to make that art, and it's the amount of art that was made that people put so much time into. Like, it's a shame that we didn't have enough ladies to give everybody one, but it was just amazing. I love it. Thank you guys.
Totally. And a lot of you have had some really cool ideas about, hey, what can we do with derivatives moving forward? We just ran out of time. We had some ideas about ways in which we can celebrate all of you even more. But do stay tuned. I think there's some cool things we can do together in the next days.
Yeah, and I think that I'm almost going to have to say, if you don't want your stuff shared, that's when you contact us. Assume that if you're sharing derivatives, we're going to be boosting you and pumping you. Okay, so if for one reason or another you don't want the public to see it, let us know. But that's going to be a really important thing. Part of our ethos beyond elevating the community with tools and resources is also just helping provide exposure for you all as creators. That's something that we really want to prioritize, and so we are going to put a lot of time and effort into our online presence for that reason. So very exciting. And for those of you who are new, like, we wish we could give away 10 ladies or 50 ladies today, but because we weren't the original team, we just have a very small collection of ladies. But you all deserve something, so yeah, I'm sure there's some things we're going to be able to do for you. Thanks again, you guys.
All right. Can I talk about the shirts now? Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
We're still pulling the list of winners, but talk about it and then we can always.
Okay. So guys, I'm super excited about this next thing that we're doing. So a lot of you have probably been a part of other projects where you've gotten merch, you've gotten a t-shirt or whatever, and it just has like the logo on it. And I wanted to go and do something way cooler than that for the people that have been here for us since the beginning and the people that are here now and for the next week. So we're going to be giving away in total 100 t-shirts that will have the ladies printed on them of the people getting them. So if you win, you will actually get to pick your lady that goes onto the shirt. You pay a small shipping fee regardless of where you live in the world, and it'll be shipped to you. We have to get the whole list together, so it's going to be a time-consuming thing. You're not going to get them right away, but once we get everybody on the list, then we'll be able to get to the next step and get those ladies in and get those ordered. So today we're doing 25 of those, and we're going to continue to give these out all week. So we'll be picking 25 people that were here in this town hall. We're working right now on, picking them. We have the mods running through with like a prize wheel picking people. So we'll just list everybody's names, and then we'll have to reach out to you and get your email address and your wallet address and whatnot.
And I will just add, because you're putting your own lady on the shirt and you actually have to connect your wallet, etc. This is limited to people who have ladies. So we're going to be giving away 75 more of these throughout the week. If you don't have a lady and want to win a prize, definitely get in there, grab your lady, get verified. Let's see, we only have 595 verified users, verified ladies, right? So 1/6 of you with ladies are going to get a t-shirt, which is really awesome.
And don't be surprised if we come to you for fun swag, photo ops. The more we can show off our ladies in real life, the more, exposure for the project. We really love the idea of like this whole lifestyle brand and bringing ladies to life. So we do think that merch is a key part of this, and we know that so many of you will want to wear your ladies with pride. So we're very
excited to see 100 people with ladies on their shirts. Like,
yes.
And that right there, it was worth it to me.
Yes, and don't be surprised. There could be a selfie contest. Like, there could be fun things coming. So So just some Easter eggs or whatever there.
Yeah,
So,
and there will be
yeah.
opportunities for people who didn't win in the future to get their lady on their shirt. I can even walk people through ways to do it themselves if they're wanting to do it right away. So don't feel left out if you don't win one. These are just the beginning for the merch.
It's the intro. Woohoo!
And
Super exciting.
A grand prize winner, which is just for showing up today and staying this long. We're doing a randomization to pick one of you to win a lady. Just drop the lady in the announcements channel. Ooh, it looks like we have it. Ooh, there's even a little wheel that we spun. Shall I post that wheel? All right.
Oh, very cool. I finally found the channel, so. Sorry.
We all have our strengths, right?
So I believe the winner is Noise number 1544. I think it's Noise, like as in nice. You have won a lady.
Woohoo! Congratulations!
And we did say you have to be here when we announce it. So please just drop something in the general channel right now because we want to make sure that you're still here. Reward the people.
He or she says, "I'm here." Nice. I see their comment. I'm gonna have to.
Oh, yep, they're definitely here.
There's a really good. I saw. Do you guys say GIF or GIF? There we go. Nice.
GIF. GIF is peanut butter in my mind, but I don't know. I don't know, but if this is their first lady, that would be really cool because now they would have one to put on a shirt.
Yeah, love it. So excited. And we're going to have more fun things to do. And as NFT Ignition was saying, we're really actually treating this as launch week. There's going to be some fun stuff throughout the week. So stay tuned, stay engaged on the Discord. Make sure you're following us on Twitter because you don't want to miss the little surprises we have in store for you.
So we want to now open things. Am I missing something?
Yeah, may I? Yeah, we just have a couple quick things. Just stay tuned also for announcements about upcoming podcast. What's the word I'm looking for? Appearances. So NFT Ignition and myself are both going to be on several coming up already for the next week, including a Clubhouse. Really exciting Clubhouse.
I think we have 4 in the next 2 days.
We have 4, yeah. So we'll be it was just too much to get all in today. But we'll make announcements if it's live. If it's not live, we'll post recordings. We also have a few cool ones in the queue that might be coming up over the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep you all apprised of what's going on. And I hope I want to speak to the fact that we actually want to be as engaged and as out there as possible because we want to be talking about Fame Lady Squad and our story nonstop. That's a major objective of ours because the exposure is great. We want people to understand that the story matters, that community matters, that there's females in the space, all this stuff. So we're going to be out there until people don't want to hear from us anymore, and then we'll just have our own podcast. So then it'll be great.
Yeah, and just, big shout out to both Danielle and Ashley doing kind of the media rounds, right? So I want to underscore how important this is, right? So these are people who have podcasts that probably don't have lots of viewers who don't even know what Fame Ladies are or might not even know what NFTs are. So this is an amazing way for us to bring in new holders. Floor is still at a really accessible place. We're super excited to see how much wallet diversity we already have. And we think this is a way to kind of continue that trend and get the message out. I think all of you, especially those of you who are on NFT Twitter, sometimes we're in a bit of an echo chamber. It feels the same, like 10,000 people who follow each other, etc., and it's hard to break that bubble. This is us breaking that bubble. So this is a huge push and effort by these two getting up there and doing the road show.
Thank you so much, Saul. But we also know that this day wouldn't have happened without you being like organized and having the ability to create tasks and follow through with them. So anyways, we don't need to sit up here and hug each other too much, but it's just I do think there's value in sharing with all of you that this little team that has come together, and our mods and our volunteers, but we've really hit the jackpot. Like, we've got a crew of people that are here for the right reasons, that are really prioritizing this community, and that are really in it for the long haul. So I do want to highlight that, because I think that's really important for the sort of longevity of any project like this. So I feel very blessed, or whatever you want to call it, just very lucky, very lucky. So bullish. Thank you guys. Yeah, bullish.
So with that, let's bring some people up here to chat. We got a number. I'm gonna just Alex1872. You've been patiently waiting for a long time. I hope you're still on the other end. Let's bring you in. All right. Oh, here we are. Hey, Alex.
Welcome.
I live English. Very interesting. With very good project.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Do you have a lady, Alex?
Sorry?
Do you have a lady?
Yes, I have lady. My lady number ID 23.
Wow.
Oh, so good.
Wow,
That's
a whale.
Yes. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here and saying hi.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex. All right, let's bring up Crypto Qualia. Give them a second here. Crypto Qualia, you've been up there for a long time, so maybe you've stepped away for a minute. Let's bring in Sky Lily.
I love her lady.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, love your lady.
Thanks. I can't hear you though. I don't know why I can't hear you very well. Okay. Okay, so you can hear me though. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I wonder if I'm supposed to be like unmute or something. Anyway, I'm new to the Fame Ladies and the Fame Ladies Squad. I actually heard about it last week, and from a Bored Ape, and so I stumbled upon it, and I really love the mission and the cause, and so I'm really excited to be involved. And one of the things I wanted to find out was, when you talk about increasing the number of the ladies, like doing a special lady, a super lady, or special collection, is that in addition? Like, would that be like another line, like how Bored Apes has the Bored Apes Yacht Club, and there's a specific number of apes, and then they did the Bored Apes Kennel Club? Because I'm just curious as to, is there a goal to preserve the value of the initial collection of the 8,888 by not increasing that?
Yeah, and let me just say, there really wouldn't be a way at this point for us to add to that original collection. So it would be similar to almost the honorary apes. I don't know if you're familiar with them, where they have similar artwork but are a totally different collection with a different floor and different values.
Oh, okay, that's cool. And I was just thinking about when you're talking about revenue streams and things like that, I was just thinking about like reverse engineering things. And since it seems like there is a great relationship with the Bored Apes Yacht Club, just kind of, I guess I'm curious as to what did they do to be so successful and create their own revenue streams early on. And so maybe that's, I'm sure maybe you've already explored it, but I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I think one of the key, I mean, obviously they've done so much right. And, you know, I'm bored Becky is, and bored Becky is actually an ape. But
I know, I saw that. That's cool.
Yeah, so, but I think what's important to highlight is, you know, the challenge, the inherent challenge we have, being that we didn't get the benefit of the initial drop. So obviously the previous team did the initial drop with Same Lady Squad and earned the profits of that initial drop. So any project that sells out, they get the, you know, profit from that sale, and then of course the revenue from the secondary sales. So it's hard for us to, for example, put ourselves on par with Bored Apes, but we are definitely looking to them as a prime example of, you know, what have they done right? How have they thoughtfully partnered with organizations or companies, for example, that are bringing value to token holders? You know, the other thing, and we sort of alluded to it a bit earlier, but obviously, you know, we need to make sure that we have a good amount of revenue coming in, because we need to be able to invest in the project, invest in the right people, and even, you know, certain things that need to get done just cost money, right? So, you know, as of right now, and some of you may and may not know that the royalties for Fame Lady Squad are 2.5%. Which is a little bit on the low side. We don't have any hard feelings around that. But it's worth mentioning to you now that at some point, if we feel there might be value in increasing the royalty, you know, we will come to you and talk to you about it, because that's something that, you know, may need to be considered, and you as a community might feel that injection might be very, very helpful. But we are looking at other opportunities to monetize. The podcast is an example of that. So we are going to also get creative and do things that perhaps other projects haven't done thus far. So we're very excited to explore those things. And, you know, at the risk of rambling on as I do, I think that it's just really important to articulate that as a team and as a project, we want to be very thoughtful with anything we pursue. So certain partnerships or certain collabs, if they don't fit, we're not going to do them, right? Like, we want to make sure that anything we do, you know, even if it's thinking about monetization, it needs to make sense, and it has a, you know, positive effect and impact to the community and to the project. So we are preferring to take a very, not cautious, we're actually moving a lot faster than perhaps most, like, it's faster than I'm used to making decisions in real life. This is becoming real life all of a sudden. But we're going to take our time and make sure that anything we do is really looking forward and for the next 12 months, you know, 24 months, 36 months, and making sure that it makes sense in the overall vision. So I hope that wasn't too long-winded of an answer for you, but this is something that we're really thinking about for sure. And we think it's an important question.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for all the information. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming up.
Okay,
How are we doing here?
The person we had sent an invite to, they had said in general that they're in here. So I want to give them a chance now to come up here if that's what they're still going to do. What's that image on?
How's it going? We're doing okay? It's silent. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Shall we bring up? Let's bring up
Yeah.
Vector Bot Tim.
Yeah.
VectorBot Tim. While we're waiting for him, he has his own collection. I learned about him when in the early days of VFriends, he was super active there. One of the first kind of VFriend fan collections. They're all vector robots. They're really cool. Not related, but just kind of there's a group of people who created collections that were really active in the VFriends chat and community. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
There we go. I'm sorry, it was there for me to. I was just waiting for you to plug my stuff longer, and then I was.
Smart.
Bye.
Smart.
No. Thank you for saying that. And the VFriends community is amazing, and I think that a lot of those same folks are over in here. And I know that Ashley, Board Becky, got to actually talk to Gary. So if you guys got to see that, I think Gary's going to wrap his arms around this project when you guys really get going here and have a clear vision of what you want to do. And I was just curious if you guys applied for the PLP, and if so, I think the community would be willing to. I know I would be willing to like donate a lady, because I know the PLP is all about he wants to give 555 tokens to his VFriends, right? So it would be great if we could somehow collect 555 ladies and then approach that project and try to do that PLP. You guys think about that at all?
I can chime in. We've definitely thought about it. So yes, VectorBot Tim. I think all of us are familiar with the project. Zuda and myself are both VFriends, and it was my entry into NFT. So we're big fans of Gary. We have thought a lot about this PLP program, and it was kind of on our radar since day one when, even before we had the smart contract for Fame Lady Squad. So I think, we needed to get ourselves together, figure out where we stood, figure out what direction the community wanted to go into. And, for example, if one of the three options for, I'm not trying to plug the wings, but for example, if there's a collection that we end up moving forward with, it's certainly something we could explore. I don't know if we could explore it with the ladies themselves, although you bring up a good point. We can think about that for sure. But, if there's a additional project that is associated with the ladies and it fits, I'm sure we'd be exploring what the opportunities are. It's the only thing, and the reason we haven't really brought it up publicly is because we don't know if we'd be selected, right? Like we don't have control over that. So
yeah, and that's a good point about the wings. That would be, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you wouldn't have to necessarily have the ladies if you had another project that you had, right? You could come. So basically, when you get all the details together, then you'll approach it in a professional manner and approach him. And I know that you're going for the Sorcerer's Scholarship as well. So for everybody listening, there's a lot of people in the NFT space that are going to wrap their arms around this project. I really appreciate you guys for saving all of my tokens because they were worth nothing, and you guys all came in, and everyone in here owes you, because they were worth nothing, and you guys came in and really took charge immediately, and so I just wanted to come up here and say thank you.
Thank you so much. And I know we've said it, but it's people like yourself and so many others in this community that, we know that you're the type of people we want in our community, right? So it just felt worth fighting for. And I think hopefully you all are, but we are very, very optimistic about the future. And as everyone's been just so supportive and open-minded with the process, it makes us feel more and more empowered to really drive this forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak. I appreciate you. Or you ladies, excuse me. See, I'm bad at that too.
I do okay. It too.
I think it's okay if we call each other guys. Just don't call me brah. Just don't call me brah if we don't know each other.
I get sir all the time, and I'm like, not always sure about that one. It depends on who it comes from.
If we're buddies, you can call me bro, kind of jokingly. It's fine.
All right, let's bring up Universal Yaz. One of our server boosters.
Appreciate that.
Give them a second here. Okay. How about Witty Kitty? Witty Kitty, are you there?
I think I remember we spoke to Witty Kitty last time.
I think so too.
Yeah, because I love the name and the avatar. So cute.
There we go.
Hi.
You're on mute.
Hi, I'm let me unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Well, now you muted yourself though. Now
Okay. I'm just obviously technically challenged.
No, I think we had you muted on our end, actually. And then you muted yourself when I told you were muted.
Listen, we'll just play patty cake. I am so excited for you guys. Thank you so much because I'm an investor and I'm a believer and you listened and you want to make everything work. So I'm a 30 plus year New Yorker. And when you guys come to New York, you guys can DM me. My DMs are open. I am happy to herd the cats, if you will, to make sure that whatever is needed, either space or connection or what, just you guys, please, my DMs are open. And I hosted the VFriends meetup this past weekend, and we had so much fun with a group of us in New York City. And it's so anyway, that's my offer. If you guys are coming, please, reach out. Happy to help.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yay.
Yeah,
And I see you DM. I haven't looked at your DM, but I see you there. So I'll make sure we definitely connect because I think that's the challenge with some of these things is just making sure we know how to line it up. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And that's one of my super secret powers is that I'm a storyteller connector. So use it at free will. So I'm here for you. I had two questions. One came to me through a personal dialogue. Someone did not get in on the giveaway of the crowns, and whatever the decision is made, would someone be able to mint whatever the new thing is if they hadn't had a crown? That was the first question. Like if they didn't get the crown the first time around, and the wings are decided on, can someone still have that opportunity? And the second question is, Becky, you mentioned that on the first sale, and if I heard correctly, was it the secondary sale that you guys aren't getting the profits of, or am I confused?
We're getting the royalties.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. So just address that second part, and maybe NFT Ignition, you can address the first part of the question. But yeah, so we are getting the royalties. We got the royalties. We got our first royalty payment last week for a whopping 8 Ethereum. So we're very happy about that, and that would have been covering a span of time like prior to the all of the scandal. So anyone who bought during that time or sold, it did come to us, so that's great. And moving forward, we're getting all of the royalties as well. So it's just the royalties are not very high, but we did not obviously get the profits from before that time. And Danielle, did you remember what she asked for?
Yeah. So for the people who did not mint a crown or do not have any crowns, there's a couple options. The crowns right now are super, super cheap. So that might change now that, if that's the option that's chosen, and those might go up. But there will be an option for people who don't have crowns to burn that they can mint, but they would be paying a small fee for them. And that would be basically the additional, I think we had 6,100 crowns, and then we're going to be minting 8,888 total wings if we go that route. So that additional amount will be sold for a small cost. So we want it to be affordable, obviously, but enough that we're generating some revenue for the team to work with.
Thank you for your
Hopefully we answered
questions.
your questions.
Yeah, do we have anyone else waiting in line to come up?
Yeah. We have 2 invites that are pending. If either of them are listening, Universal Yaz was the most recent one. And then if not, I will send an invite to Marlu. All right, Marlu, you should have an invite. Welcome.
Well, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we
if
can
I'm
hear you.
muted. Hello, hello,
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
hello.
Am I the one that's hard to hear?
Oh no, it's me. It's on my
Okay,
side.
okay. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, we're
Sorry,
good.
I'm
We're
a
good.
yeller, so I'm trying not to do that.
Good stuff. Well, I don't really have like a question. It's just wanted to come up and say hi to everybody and just thank you guys. You guys have been doing great. I joined the project. I'll be honest. The night that the whole transition was happening, and nobody knew what was gonna happen. I stayed up until like 4 in the morning. I'm in Toronto, so it was like 4 in the morning, where like everybody was kind of still up. You guys were still up. You guys weren't sure.
Mhm.
You guys were like telling everybody, "Well, join if you guys believe in the project." And I did like I read down the line of everything that you guys were saying, and I'm like, "Well, if this happens, it's gonna be historic." And you guys sound like you guys will do good by the project. And like at 4 in the morning, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a lady and go to bed. And then by the time I woke up, you guys got the contract, and you guys have been doing great ever since.
That's so awesome.
Thank
I-
you so much.
No,
I
thank
love
you
that.
guys.
I love that people who managed to pick up some during that time are people who are like wanting to be part of this crew. So that's very cool. That makes me feel really good. Thank you for being here.
No, for sure. And the original project is a great project. It's just that, well, with everything that happened and it going down, I'm like, if they can actually pick this project back up, it will be just a beautiful thing to see. And you guys have been doing great by the project, and can't wait to see what comes next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
All right, looks like we have Universal Yes. I'm going to send another invite. They requested again, so I'm assuming they're here. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
We lost you
Hi.
for a sec there.
Yeah,
Hi,
we
how are
heard
ya?
you for a second.
So Universal Yaz, if we don't hear ya, hang tight. Maybe put yourself on mute for a minute, see how your connection is, and maybe we'll bring someone else up, but we'll definitely come to you. Or you want to give it a go? Say hello?
Can't hear you.
Okay. So why don't hang tight and see if you can figure out your audio there. But maybe we can bring someone else up in the meantime.
Yeah. Looks like we have one of our regulars here. I'll send an invite to. Hello.
Hey. Oh, hang on. Hey, I'm always good with my audio. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Holy mackerel! I got it right for once. Hey, hi. Hey, what did I want to say? Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell a few jokes, but not tonight. Yeah, I was going to do all the pats on the backs, but you guys already got all that. But I did want to go over, I guess, people like the original project. I think this is 10 times. This is a 10x on the original project. There is nothing here to me that looks like the old project, as in management, roadmap, ideas. None of that was here. So to me, this is like a completely different project. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. And it's your business-like manner, and it seems like you all professionals. And so I think we're streaks ahead. Are we going to be bored apes? I don't know about that, but I think we're on a winning ticket here, and that's pretty cool. I guess the thing I would ask now would be is to have some structure with a chain of command. Like if someone like me, I live in LA, I know a lot of different people. The chain of command, I guess, for coming to you with an idea that you think may be big or small, but needs a little massaging. You know what I mean? And how we do that, because you guys are busy. You all got jobs. You got stuff going on, maybe other projects as well, counting your money on your apes. Deciding, sitting in a corner, should I sell an ape? No. Let me just sit on it. I'll get a loan for a house against it. I'm all business. Anyway, so that's the question. That's just one little thing. And that's it. I mean, everything else we can go back and forth on, but I think the roadmap looks awesome. I like the website, looks really cool.
Thank you. It's a great point. I think that we all recognize that that's one of our goals. We've been slowly trying to bring on more and more people and delegate some specific projects to people, and that's been starting to really go quite well. So appreciate everyone who's been reaching out and offering to do that. We're continue to take more and more of you up on things. I would say, we try to have our mods be the first line of defense if we're not around. They're pretty good at forwarding stuff to us, as sometimes I get whole screenshots from our lead mod, Fast, where he's like, here are all the comments that you need to know about for the day, which is amazing. But you're right. We need to kind of go beyond just moderation and think about kind of like an inner circle of people who can be that first line of defense.
Yeah. The one other thing I would say is, I got a few ladies up my sleeve, and I never want to, somebody who's just bought one. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. I always hated the fact, because I was like this before, you buy something and there's whales everywhere, and it's like crypto. It's like, it's a real dog act what they can do. And I don't want to ever be one of those guys. But, I have some nice ladies, right? And I'm very fortunate. But there's a lot on the table when you have that, and you're going to go that extra step. You know what I mean? Like, I work for myself. I have my own gigs going on, and so I can do my own stuff. So I definitely would put in some legwork to make some bigger things happen if I was ever pushed and needed to do that. That's just something that I would say. And I don't know whether we need an extra channel for anything like that, but when shit hits the fan, I got a lot to lose.
Totally. And I think that there's a lot of people in a similar situation as you, right? You're not a professional NFT flipper. You bought in this project because you believed in it. You now have enough skin in the game that you want to kind of double down. I will say, we do have the channel called Volunteer Sign Up. I think you've probably already done this, where you can go and you can choose some roles, and it drops you in different ones. And as more projects come up, we've been adding people in those specific channels. So there's a copywriting channel, there's a designer's channel, there's a support, general support channel. And then as people are volunteering, we're actually pulling them into specific projects. So I have like 6 or 7 specific channels for volunteers, projects, right? Website dev, working on the story, animations, merch, trait review, roadmap ideas, Decentraland, PR. And so as we're identifying people, I'm dropping those people into all of those subsequent channels so that it's organized, but also so that volunteers can start to kind of build off of each other and throw some ideas around, etc. So it's definitely not perfect, but those channels are there. And so every time someone raises a hand, I'm trying to throw you into those specifically.
Right on. That's really informative. That's the kind of stuff that I think buyers, holders, flippers, everybody wants to hear, to know that stuff's available there. It's being streamlined, and that nothing's going to waste. I think that's really cool. I really appreciate you being so succinct with all that. On that note, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you. As always, we love hearing from you and all of your
Yeah.
awesome support, and we are going to take you up on your offers. So expect a DM.
Right on, right on. Okay, have a good night. I'll be still listening to the rest. Take care, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Maybe on that, just quick note, I think part of it's too just the last week plus 2 weeks have just been a lot of head down, and there's definitely been follow up that we know needs to happen. And I think you speak to a point of, you know, at some point having a communications person or something of that nature as we're building this out. And I think the clearer our direction is, and I think this town hall was a really big step just to know, you know, where are we moving. It allows us to start building out an ecosystem that can support itself. So it's just been a crazy couple weeks, but I want to encourage you and anyone else to, you know, keep in touch, and we will figure out ways beyond just the Discord to really be connected if it's appropriate. So thank you again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right on. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Yeah. Take it easy. Have a good night. And I'm here. Bye.
I will say one of the biggest things on the docket right now, right, is going to be finding a female artist who can help support us in whatever direction we go, right? So I think that, you know, we've started tapping some people, but looking to put together a small committee of people who review candidates, who can kind of track down potential candidates, et cetera. And so I think that that's an opportunity for all of you listening out there. If you want to be involved, like you have your finger on the pulse of the design world and the NFT world, I think that's a really cool way you guys can have a big impact.
Yeah, that's really good to know. And, you know, I appreciate you kind of like opening that up so that people know how they can help with that, because that's a good one. And I think that's going to be very helpful very quickly, actually.
No, I think you make me think of an idea, which is maybe we almost have some sort of volunteer job board. It's like, hey, here are the projects going on, sign up for one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And we can use Discord to automatically drop you into that channel. We will have assigned a lead to that project who can coordinate that group of people. So I think that could be a really cool way to leverage the energy here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's going to be some trial and error, but you guys are switched on. I mean, you know, in such a short time, I think there's a lot of clarity here already. So I think the fine tuning as we go along won't be so difficult, especially because you seem to have it kind of down anyway, Data.
Yeah, we're trying. It's fun.
Oh, and ladies, I'm sorry. All right, then. That wasn't a bro thing, all right?
No. I'm with you. Like, Data is amazing.
Yeah. I like watching all the different sides of all three of you. It's really cool. All right, then. Okay, now I'm going. I got no more jokes.
Thank you.
All right, we love you.
See ya. You too.
It's like we have Yaz. Or did we already do Yaz? Shall I grab? Still can't hear Yaz. I'm going to bring up Germany, a long-time Discord member, very vocal, giving lots of really great ideas, supporter. Hey, Germany. You are just on mute. You want me to unmute you? Here, I don't know. I don't have the ability to.
Hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Welcome.
Good. Thank you very much. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for taking huge accountability for this project. I think this is like a very brave from your part. And I really believe like in you guys. I think you guys are going through the right direction. Actually, like right now, I heard like about the ideas that you guys have, and I was thinking maybe like since we all already have the crowns and we already have the ladies, and you guys want to come up with like wings, I was thinking how about we all like get to have the wings like for all ladies, like we get to mint them just like we did with like the crowns, and maybe from there you guys can get some funds from that. um Also, I was thinking about creating maybe like an avatar for the metaverse. So, so like maybe we can have also a place in the metaverse, since I think the metaverse is gonna be very like big in like the near future. I think we should like maybe just have a place in which we can tell our story. Maybe like I was thinking a castle in which maybe somebody like people will enter the castle, and on the walls it will like tell our story and like who we are, something like that maybe. But that's just like some points that I just wanted to like bring up with you guys. But besides that, I want to thank you guys for everything.
Thank you. Thanks for jumping in and for those words. Metaverse, as you saw on that backlog top of our list, we have someone helping us pursue that, and we'll definitely pass along the castle idea.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys listening to all of us.
You. Really, really, thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
All right. Hysteria. With the awesome avatar that I believe was one of the derivative entrants.
It was. Shit, I just realized, like, I raised my hand not thinking that I was going to get called up because I figured there was a ton of hands up.
Well, we can thank you for entering the derivative contest. I think Ashley and Danielle underscored this earlier. Just an overwhelming number of submissions, really amazing artists. It was so much fun to watch, and people putting real work into it. Sometimes you see these submissions and they're just submitting to submit, but really a lot of talented people out there putting in serious hours to make this happen.
That's awesome. So I really don't have a whole lot to add. Unfortunately, I was super late to the town hall, so I didn't get to hear it live, but I was reading up on everything that was getting posted. So I really appreciate that. I just wanted to say that I actually did not get my own lady until Sunday evening, actually. Because that was the first time that I was able to actually afford a lady. And as soon as I had the funds, I immediately started looking for one because I knew that I wanted to get one before relaunch. And all I wanted to say is all the work that you guys have been putting in, for the last couple weeks has really shown through, because I wanted to get into FLS from the very beginning. I could never really afford it. Then, as we know, like the event is what I'll call it, happened. But ever since you guys took over, you gals took over, it's been nothing but positive information that I've heard. I am personally friends with a lot of people from the V-Friend community. I'm particularly involved in the Vaginas community, and literally everything is positive. Everything has just been like, the atmosphere is great. What we're hearing is great. The direction that everything is going in is great. So I knew, like, hey, the moment that I have money to get into this project, I am getting in, even if I can only afford one lady. So I just wanted to say that as an artist myself that's very, very new to the NFT space, I love to see what you guys are doing. I love the rise of the Phoenix per se, and it's very, very inspirational. And I can't wait to see how this develops further, and to be involved in any way that I can. So thank everybody for your guys' involvement, and especially for being so involved in the community, because I've seen it firsthand on Twitter. You guys are constantly replying, retweeting, liking things, and it kind of broke my mind a little bit when I saw all three of you guys were following me on Twitter back. So that was super cool.
Oh, thank you. That's really some awesome, kind words. And yeah, I think I'm glad it's showing, because one of the biggest things we want to do is engage with the community. I think one of the worst things about the original founders was they were in their castle on the mountain and never really came down except once a day to say a couple things here and there. We feel like, we are part of the community. We're just a an extension of you guys. So trying to make ourselves as available as possible, respond to things, see what's going on, really have our finger on the pulse of things. So really glad that's showing through.
Thank you so much for coming up and saying hi. I feel so heartened. Like I feel so inspired and moved that, you know, this isn't just about saving a project. It's about creating a project and creating a community from something that existed and building on it. I love hearing people, you know, prioritizing Fame Lady Squad and wanting to get in now. It's just so moving, and it's so inspiring, I think, for all of us. So thank you so much. And I think we're going to be chatting tomorrow on the Clubhouse together. I'm assuming you're going to be there.
Will definitely be there. I will be in the audience, so I will be listening very carefully. I am very much looking forward to it, and I'm just super, super excited because I know that the Clubhouse is going to be pretty much like electric with excitement. We're all very, very much looking forward to having the Fame Lady Squad in there, and I just know it's going to be amazing. So I'm super excited. Again, the fact that we get to interact and it's not that ivory tower, you know, in the hills or whatever, it makes it just feel very genuine. And again, as somebody who is quote unquote an aspiring NFT artist that is working on her own project and everything like that, seeing that you guys are really pouring so much energy into the community just kind of gives us all that little power up that we need to keep going. So it's a super cool environment to be in, and I appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
Awesome. Can you give a plug for tomorrow's Clubhouse chat? We'll definitely be putting a link for those of you in Clubhouse. And it's been a while since I don't know what the Clubhouse parameters are now, but I do, do you still need invitations if you're not already on? Maybe you can answer that. I do have invitations, so if those still exist.
Oh my goodness. So yes, absolutely. I will try to do my best on behalf of the Vagina Queens, because I am not personally one of the people that started that project. I just get to enjoy being a part of the project. But the original people who started it are Alyssa, Sarah, and Amanda, which I do believe are in the audience right now in the town hall. I don't know if they're all down here right now, but they are the original creators of the Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need an invite to the actual Clubhouse application any longer, I don't believe. But it will be tomorrow, and I forget the time because I'm not the showrunner of it, but I know that they will be plugging it. I know they will be sharing the exact time with you guys again. Probably later this evening or early tomorrow, but I know it's later in the afternoon. And the way that they run the room is they want to make sure that you all have, you know, the stage and you are not getting interrupted at any point in time. So the way they typically run it is the 3 gals that are running the show are up there, and of course the special guests are up there, and everybody is in the audience, so that we can't interrupt the wonderful storytelling that's going to be happening. And then at the very end, there is a Q&A that happens where people are all brought up to the stage so we can kind of have a Q&A with whoever the special guest is. And again, I am not the showrunner. I just get to enjoy to be part of it. But Vaginas has been extremely gracious to me in particular and to so many other women creators out there. And it's just such a wonderful space to be a part of. So I'm so happy that you guys have chosen to share that with them and with us who are down in the audience as well.
Cool. That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, we will post the info for those of you who want to join us tomorrow. I've got it in my calendar as 7 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So we'll make sure to link it. We'll also make sure to link Vagina's. I've always wondered if I'm saying the name right, but I will link their Instagram and Twitter because they're doing some cool stuff. So and these are ladies doing some neat things in the space. So we want to make sure to highlight and spotlight them. So that's cool. Thanks so much. Is there anyone else we're bringing up? I don't know how long we're going tonight, you guys.
So there's quite a few.
Can we bring up Gibbo? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
They've just been really helpful, in an advisory capacity, all sorts of stuff. So, hey, Gibbo.
Hi, everyone.
Gibbo?
Gibbo here.
Okay.
Welcome. How you doing?
Yeah,
Hello.
just wanted to make sure that everyone was happy and it was all going well. And I thought I'd better jump in, seeing as though I've been chatting to a few of you in behind the scenes.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming. Tell us just quickly, when did you get your first lady?
I minted ladies.
You minted ladies. Congrats.
And just been in on the sidelines watching what's happening. And then when things were going a bit funny, I reached out to a few of you to make sure all was all right from a different projects mod team. I've been doing this for brands in real life as well, and I know how hard it is. And when it was all going sideways, I wanted to make sure you're all right and just helping you along the journey whenever you needed it.
Well, your help's been super helpful, and it's just nice to have a resource that's done this before and is involved in other communities, etc. So really, really appreciate it.
I've seen absolute disasters happen on big brands where, $15, $20 million projects, and I know what it's like. So that was why I wanted to be there for you. And I'm really excited that you're going in the right direction, and there's lots of other projects that are willing you on as well. So I think that's all I wanted to say, and keep it up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for everything you've done for us.
All good. Good luck. Keep going.
Thank you. All right. Oh, look, we have Amanda coming up.
Hey, this is a familiar face.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I am awesome. How are you guys? I'm so excited for tomorrow. I can't even stand it. I'm like just fangirling. Sarah's down actually too, and unfortunately Alyssa had to go to bed. But we're just so excited to have you guys tomorrow on our Vaginas, right? It's the play on Gary V, because that's how we all met. And we're just so thrilled with everything you have done. We had the ladies before the incident, and we just watched it all unfold. And it's such a beautiful thing that the three of you have done to really not just save it, but resurrect it and make it your own. And I'm just blown away by everything.
Thank you so much. I think the neatest part of all of this is the fact that community, not just Fame Lady Squad community, but just in general is being built. And some of us have met at different projects and have connected in one way or another. And it's for those of you in the audience who don't know, and I know it's so cliche, but we're all still so new. And when you're new in a space, the communities can be so tight knit. And that's the part I'm loving about all of this, is having the opportunity to, meet and really connect and get to know each other. It's just really freaking awesome. And I know in years from now, we'll all be able to look back on this as crazy times, but also the birth of something. So super awesome. Yeah. So excited.
I know, it's so exciting. And I just bought another lady. I'm showing her off right now.
Woohoo.
Isn't she gorgeous?
Hopefully not with gas like it's been today, right?
I didn't even care.
Oh my gosh.
I saw her and I'm like, no, don't. So, true story, I had bought a gutter cat at 0.2 and I just sold it for 2.4 yesterday.
Nice.
So,
congratulations.
Thank you. And did I say cat? I meant rat. Anyway, my husband bought his first lady and he's really excited too. So we hope to have an entire audience full of ladies tomorrow during the show.
Awesome.
So Yeah, if anybody needs any information on it, you can DM me. My DMs are open. And if you need time, location, how to get to it, how to join, anything like that, you can definitely shoot me a DM. And I am happy to answer any questions. I'm on social media as Amanda DeGuardia everywhere. Super easy to find. Yeah, and I'm just so thrilled that we get to hold this space for the two of you tomorrow to really showcase what women can do, like what we're capable of. Because I think, as we all know, right, we're I think the women in this space are underrated. Like, Gary, underrated, overrated, and we're so new and we're learning so much, but we're so strong.
Definitely, and I think we're stronger or strongest when we're all connected. So and uplifting each other. So it's awesome. So thank you so much, and we're really excited about tomorrow. If we need anything for sharing with our community in terms of like how to get there, when we'll reach out to you right away and make sure it's very easy for everyone to find us. So, and I think it's going to be recorded, isn't it?
It is going to be recorded. It'll be our first time recording, so hopefully we
Cool.
we do it right. So yeah, we want to record it, and like you
Cool.
said, we're all so new to this space.
Yeah. So I know Carlene McMillan at Carlene Mac just posted some stuff on Twitter about this tomorrow. So the Fame Ladies Twitter account just retweeted it. So if you're listening right now and you don't want to have to remember, it's the most recent tweet from our Twitter account. So you guys are good to go. And cool. How are we doing? Is everyone tired or awake? I know I'm probably not sleeping tonight.
I'm tired, but I do see Universal Yaz is in line again, and now they're on their phone. So I'm thinking maybe they figured out their sound issues. So I want to give them another chance because they've tried so many times at this point.
Bring them up, and while we're bringing them up, I'm not like, I think we want to not be focused on what we call door price, and I don't think we want to be focused on sales figures too much, but it's still exciting in times like this when we're transitioning. And I just want to say that, and within the last hour, a balaclava sold for 2.5 ETH. So
Nice.
that's pretty
Nice.
exciting.
If somebody just left, their lady didn't realize that she was listed.
Maybe. There you go. So Universal, yes, how are you? You can talk now?
Yes.
Hi. How are you doing? Glad you're connected.
Yay. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened before. I actually had switched to my phone, but I guess the speaker on my phone was screwed.
No problem. We did lose you for a sec there, but keep trying. In case you don't know, we can't actually hear you right when you were saying. Sorry. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, you could also just throw like a question into the general chat if you just had one quick thing you wanted to ask.
Yeah, we could check out if there's something you want to say or ask. We can look at the general chat and cognizant that some people are up quite late. We're going to change, on that note, we're going to change, times around and play around with things, with town halls or casual chats in the future. Like, we know people in Europe probably weren't really able to get in today. We know some people in Australia were, which was great. So we want to make sure there's opportunities for everyone to be involved when we do stuff like this. So, and are we seeing anything from Universal Yaz in the general chat? Man, there's still
Sorry,
some
I've
great.
been watching these shirt. They're doing the shirt draws. They only have a couple winners picked because it's gonna take a while. So I don't know. if you want to wait for those, we have a couple. I was one of the winners, so that one we're gonna have to cancel out already. We only picked 3 already, and I was one of them. But let me check the chat.
So for the winners for the merch, we'll do an announcement. But do we need everyone to still be online right now, Danielle, or is that
No.
something the snapshot's been taken? Is that?
Yeah. So the snapshot's been taken. What they did is they put everybody's names into a big giveaway wheel, and they're spinning it to get 25, well, now 26 winners because they're gonna have to cancel out mine. And then because each time it like the wheel has to spin and it takes a minute, and then they had to load everyone in there. That's why it took so long. We could just post a list of all the winners here, probably in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Yeah. I don't want people hanging on if they've got like stuff to do. I see some people, they need to eat dinner.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure to announce and we'll tag people.
Yeah,
You'll
we'll
be
have to reach
alerted.
out to you because we're gonna need some information from you to get this all started anyways. So
Yeah, and we're gonna have more coming this week. It's launch
Yep.
week.
Mhm.
All right. So hang tight. And Universal Yasmin, I'm sorry about the crappy connection today, but please feel welcome to DM us. We'll make sure to connect with you. So, and someone's asking in the chat, is Clubhouse still limited to iOS? And I think that's no longer the case.
No, they do have a Android version
Yeah.
of it
So
now.
invites are not, they're past beta mode finally.
Man, I had a whole stack of invites too that I could have used another.
Same. I was saving them for all the special people.
I used to go in there at least once a week.
And
All
there's
right,
also everyone's sharing in the chat too.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be a really great community. We're all going to like give and get from one another, which is very cool. So there we go. All right. Well, I think maybe we're ready to call it. You guys, this has been an awesome 2 hours.
Yeah.
We appreciate, I know so many of you stuck around the whole time, and so that means a lot. We might
Yeah,
like
I was
listening
thinking the
to
same thing. Like I can't imagine any time where I would go to something and sit for 2 hours and listen to people talk about a project. I'm the kind of person that if it's a 15-minute video, I'll watch it. But usually projects don't have anything to talk about for 2 hours. That's just not. But this has been amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I am going to ask anyone, like the mods, if you're around. We've got people asking some lingering questions they probably missed. What are the possible 3 directions? Maybe just link to where they can see those things. And for those of you who tuned in late, we will have a recording available soon-ish in the form of a video. It just takes a little time. So hang tight. You'll have the opportunity, and that's it. I think I just want to say thank you to everybody. And any closing remarks from anyone else?
No, I love you guys, all of you.
Me too. It's fun.